And about so you play, you're barefoot. Don't you think that's the frack?
I don't wear the frack.
Break I mean, that would be a big step.
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, what I hear and what I'm also convinced that once the people are in the hall, they are enjoying it most of the time.
Yeah. Especially if they didn't wear a frack.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Get rid of the frack.
And I hope so.
Yeah. You know, when the frack was first worn, it was worn by everybody in the audience. They were wearing the same clothes. This concert last week in Berlin, we were all wearing the same clothes. It was really, really nice. They completely relaxed, but it was serious music making. They played like hell at Deutsche Symphony, you know. Boom.
Do you think then perhaps it's more of a question of presentation, of how music is presented and how it's marketed, rather than a question of compromising or betraying the ideals of what we used to have or whatever. It's more of a question of being able to present it in a more contemporary way, so that audiences can respond to it.
Yeah, but if you contain it to the presentation and you want to keep the product pure, it's not going to work. I think.
But what exactly do you mean the product pure?
I think there's a lot of potential in personally, I'm very interested in all these recomposition attempts that Deutsche Grammophon has been pushing with their series Recomposed. I've seen composers deal with our repertoire in very creative ways. Others a little bit less interesting, but who cares?
I haven't heard any of that stuff. Surely, if a piece is good enough, it's going to be pretty, and you play it really well. Do you need to do it?
You don't need to, but I think you can, and then you might reach a whole bunch of other people. I'm a lot in contact with young people who are like, oh yeah, there was this flying Bach. It was Red Bull. It was hip hop, and it was Bach. And some of it was Bach with hip hop dance, and some of it was Bach with beats. Not exactly my taste, and hip hop dance. The young people we talked to, some of them were like, oh yeah, this is very nice, the Bach with the hip hop dance. Some of them were like, it's a little strange without the beats. When the beats come in, then we really appreciate it. And I have no problem with that. It's a way to a world. It's still complex.
Okay.
I have no problems with that. And the presentation, of course, is another thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think on each end we can innovate. Everywhere.
Time of day, length of concert. We do with the Age of Enlightenment in London, we do a thing called the night shift. We do a concert at 11 o'clock at night.
Fantastic example.
Very, very cheap in the same hall where we just do a main concert. It just lasts an hour and everyone sits around. And
beautiful example.
It's a very successful.
More of that. More of that.
We do the same. I mean, in the Tonhalle, we have Tonhalle late.
Good.
Since I think 9 years.
And has that been a very successful
project?
Yeah.
Very.
Good.
What kind of audiences do you have there? Young people that usually go to rock concerts or things like that, or more the conservative?
That's a mix. That's a mix. That's also because after the concert, that's electronic music, and so you have also the classical audience that's like to have a taste of electronic music.
Yes.
And you have the electronic audience who have to like to have a taste of classical music. So that's beautiful, and they also clap after every movement.
Do they? You guys, do you listen to pop rock?
Yes, I have a pretty wide variety of tastes.
My son, I've got a son of 19, and he's a classical musician. I mean, he's a singer and a oboe and violin. He never listens to classical music. He's always listening, to the other stuff. But he's a classical musician, so I mean the two coexist completely. I was never like that. I started with Thomas Morley, and it went on from there.
But saying classical music or serious music, I mean, that's today's language. 200 years ago, was there such a thing as classical music and not classical music?
No, indeed, no.